Hello, hello, non-existent audience. Welcome to another open chat. I'm your host, Tiffany Daniels, and we've got news on a lot of fronts, but let's cover the workday first, and hopefully we can get a few people to trickle in. But I had to do a whole show to myself. I'll do it anyway. All right, so let's start. Ever since the goings-ons of a couple weeks ago, my numbers have just been shit. I mean, shit. And it's been back to back. It's literally been like every single day has been like Black Friday. But they got me moved over to a new manager. And I guess I kind of lost it there. I mean, lost my mojo a little bit, right? Lost my mojo. But the last 2 days, I somehow have managed to get back into the groove of things. So my last 2 days, I've just been getting $1,000 sale after $1,000 sale after $1,000 sale. So it's pretty awesome. All right, hi Aspie Chan.
Hey, what's up?
Not much. Hi Cement Shoes. All right. Now the reason behind the picture that was on here. It's a picture of one of the entrances into a ride that I have been riding since I was 5 years old. It's called Fire in the Hole, and it is getting ready to be closed down after being open since 1972. It's actually Silver Dollar City's very first ride, and it's a roller coaster that was built underground using the caves. They've got a bunch of themes in there. But to send it off, there's a.
Here's how you hit a vape cartridge with no battery.
Yeah, that's why I have a chargeable one. But anyways, there's a particular interesting story about Fire and Hole that comes back from not long from when it first opened. And it's kind of become one of those urban legends to pretty much all of us kids who live out here in this area that we've all known about for years. It's actually a true urban legend, believe it or not. And I pulled it up for you all, and we are going to read it. So let me bring it up here. Yep, share screen. That's what I want to do. All right. Now, trigger warning. If decapitation is not your thing, now will be the time to pause this or go get a drink or something. All right. So this was an accident. It happened, not as soon as it opened. It was 1980. Back July 9th, 1980, 23-year-old James Frederick Pauley of Raytown died while riding Fire in his Hole. His head struck a lower clearance overhang in the maintenance area of Fire in the Hole. Peter Hershend, the then president for the Silver Dollar City Marketing, said the two-car train in which Pauley was riding in front seat of the second car was inadvertently switched into the maintenance and into the storage areas. The cause of the accident was human error. Maintenance workers shouted a warning, and the occupants of the first car of the train were able to hear a duck. Gloria Giles, 27, also was injured, suffering minor neck and back injuries. Fire and Hole was closed for the investigation on Wednesday, July 9th, 1980. It reopened Friday, July the 11th, 1980, to prevent the recurring injuries from the low overhang that was removed. Now, what happened, the type of injury that managed to kill this young gentleman, was he got
decapitation.
He was completely decapitated.
His head is completely removed. Holy shit.
It went rolling down the rails, man. Went rolling down the rails.
Was this overhang sharp?
Apparently, it was in the maintenance area. Apparently, the story is that the repairs were getting done at the time on that side of the ride.
I build trusses up for a living. I could have inspected that shit.
Yeah, just
Like, yeah.
yeah, no.
Like,
That's been a story that all of us were like scared
that's
with by our
bad.
parents, that were scared by their parents.
Check this out. The newest, most powerful USB killer.
Ah,
Fry's devices. It's got a magnet trigger. You can trigger it from your phone, or you can set it up to do like a old-fashioned USB killer would do. As soon as you plug it in, zap shit.
I don't know, man. That requires effort.
You could fuck up stuff real bad. I accidentally fried a TV the first day I had it.
But yeah, I wanted to talk about that because, yeah, that's been a story for years. And yeah, that ride has been around since I was 5, and I've been going on it. That and the Great American Shootout, which is you get in these little boats and they give you these plastic guns, and you kind of go through this like really cool animatronic thing, which and partially underwater with cool sound effects and everything. It's not exactly Disney World, but come on, folks, we're a bunch of broke fuckers out here. We got to get our entertainment somehow. So you just shoot the little plastic guns at the targets, and I always suck. But hello, Merrick. Good to see you. So yeah, that's been a thing that's gone around for years. And cool small world moment. There's a part in Fire in a Hole where you can hear, because it's all hillbilly themed, right? So there's a voice when you're going through. It shows basically what looks like kind of statues of a guy hanging out with no pants on, and he's hanging out half the window, and you hear a voice that says exactly this: Cletus, get your in here and get your pants back on. Ow, Mom! The chick who does that voice is Paul's mom. So that's the little claim to fame there. She worked with the rides. His grandfather, by the name of Walker, worked for that park for many, many years. So yeah, I'm kind of sad. I'm sad to see it go. A lot of my childhood stuff is going away now. It's making me feel old. But yeah, I just wanted to show it, and I will probably be, getting a hold of my mom about around circa midnight when she actually gets off work and I can get a hold of her telling her we need to go. Merrick's got something here. A little fun fact. Whilst I was not on the chat, I finished reading a book about JRC, Shocking America by Jan Nesbitt. Can anyone tell me if that is real or Oprah had on the JRC spot on her show? I do know the book is real because it's linked on Lydia Brown's Living Archive. I've seen that title not that long ago. Well, let's face it, I'm basically on the archive daily. So yeah, I know that book is legitimate. It is something that has been put forward by Lydia Brown on the subject. I would, however, recommend Jennifer Masumba's book. I believe it's called Falling Leaves, something similar to that.
Jennifer Masumba's got a book about being in the JRC somewhere. I don't remember the title of it either. I can find it though.
No, it's fine, Merrick. I pretty much with how Oprah has been for the last, I don't know, damn near 3 decades, I don't blame you. I don't know what happened there. I don't know if success went to her head. But she's gone from talk show host to preachy. I don't like when either side preaches to me. I don't like when the left does it. I don't like it when the right does it. I'm not an idiot. I don't need to have things spelled out to me like I'm 5. I already deal with that on a daily basis. I don't need it when I'm watching TV. Sorry, it just pisses me off. Cam Lamb, I remember seeing it on some shows as a kid. I thought it was Donahue. It was a bald guy. I know the one you're talking about because they had Cheryl McCollins on and they had Gregory Miller on, who actually worked in the school and blew the whistle. He's actually a really good guy. I do wish him the best. That took balls of steel to do what he did. This school has millions of dollars and limitless funds to destroy a human being, and Greg Miller went and did what he did anyway. So that takes balls. Not all of us have the money to kind of fight these bastards the way some of our counterparts do. To see him do that. Then Senator Joyce, oh my God. He was done dirty. He was done dirty. I've seen some corruption. I've seen all kinds of horrible crap, but I have never seen corruption quite like what I've seen with the JRC. And I live out here in Missouri where they're protecting pedophiles. I've seen some corrupt shit, but that's a rabbit hole from hell. Really, Cam Lamb? That's awesome. I've heard good things. I have not yet been able to find it. So please, send me a link. I actually have, for once in my life, a little bit of spare change, and I'd like to get my hands on it.
What is it?
Jennifer Masumba's book.
Oh.
Yeah, link me. Or you can link me, Aspie Chan. Somebody link me.
All right.
Thank you. Mad respect to Greg. May God rest his soul, and Mr. Joyce as well. This death. Thank you. There is something rotten in the fucking state of Denmark when it comes to his death. Something isn't right. Something's not right there. I don't even know what else to say there. I mean, right? I don't know what happened to Senator Joyce, but there was some shady things. It doesn't really seem like any real investigation was done on it either.
Check this out, Tiff.
All right, dude. No more weapons. I'm going to be blunt. No more weapons. I will not show mine. No more weapons, nooses, nothing. All right?
All right.
All right, good. I try to be open and everything, but people who've been abused, who are people like us, have mentioned it, and I've said that I will stop, and I'll try to get others to do the same. All right, moving on. So, yeah, something's not right there. There's so much not right when it comes to the JRC. Senator Joyce, Greg Miller, let's not even mention the 6 kids dead. Because nobody else does. Nobody but, well, we do. Not even the people who report on this, the very few people who do, those deaths literally never get mentioned when they should be mentioned every single time. Every time. I don't get it. I feel like the news has gone to pandering and has completely lost its balls. I would like, will real journalists stand up? I would like to see someone with at least an ounce of journalistic integrity just actually exposed to JRC. I don't mean little tidbits to pacify us, which it never really does, I mean, I want somebody who's a journalist with respect to dig. And they don't even have to dig very much because we've pretty much done all the work for them. Well, Lydia has, especially Lydia and Shane. Or is it Sean? I get everyone mixed up. I work entirely too much, folks. I'm going to be taking my vacation time soon. Let's see here. I remember you telling me that you ordered that. Like, you came onto my channel immediately. You came on and let me know immediately. Now, here's kind of what I would love to see, and I know I probably will never get to see it. I know that Jennifer Masamba is a hell of a musician. And I would love to be able to see her play. I would love to see a show of hers, and she play whatever she wants to play. Because, I mean, I grew up around here. We basically, downtown is nothing but jam sessions all the way up and down and around the corner. So I would love to see her play. And I'd want to see it live, of course. Because, yeah, I've heard she's very good. All right, so we've covered Fire in the Hole. I'm sad. I am very sad. I'm gonna miss that ride. But I had to tell that story because it's one of the biggest stories out here. And since I'm bringing up Missouri, so every single politician in my state almost has lost its goddamn gourd. I don't know what happened, but all of a sudden, I've got all the major representatives that hold power out here ranting and raving about drag queens.
Ah, shit.
Okay.
I've gotten that. I've heard about that.
All day, every day. Like, somehow my governor is convinced by them simply existing that they're grooming children. I'm like, dude, I live here. One of the biggest places for drag queens in this state is in my city. Bar none. Bar none.
They're definitely not out doing that shit.
You want to know where the drag queens are? They're at a cool little place called Martha's Vineyard. They're downtown at night. If your kids know about them, you're not parenting correctly. That is not their problem. You are taking them to where they are. They're not, I can tell you for a fact, they are not coming into the schools for story time. This is a conservative state and has been for the last 2 decades. These people would never do that because they like breathing. This place is ran by conservative mega churches with rabid followers. There's nobody in the smaller communities going to be the kind of stupid where they're going to paint a target on their backs. In other big cities, I see them do it. And I think it's awesome and I support it. Because I don't really see anything threatening about someone wearing a pretty dress and having better makeup than I do read a fucking story. But apparently, this is grooming children. But, you know, things can happen in a conservative Christian school of indoctrination where you have literal, proven with medical documents pedophiles. But they're not the danger. Yeah. Yeah. And the whole, we want to pass a bill so that the women who are senators should not be able to have their arms bare. I don't know what kind of special major Christian repressed that you are, but if, bear arms is causing you to, I don't even know. But if that's your problem, that sounds like a personal issue to me. Because bear arms? Seriously? Seriously. They're not showing anything. Their dresses are appropriate when they wear them. It's lost its scorn, folks. I am locked in hillbilly hell. Hillbilly hell. This is why I don't go outside much. My opinionated ass would get myself in trouble. Merrick says, reminds me of Jehovah's Witness director who spent hours talking about guys and thigh jeans and that it invades hetero people's society on all this big gay conspiracy. Fucking right! There's no conspiracy!
Bullshit. That's just shit.
They just want to live. They just want to live. They want to go downtown and have their night like they do every weekend. And they want to do so without fear of being shot, dragged, or beaten to death.
Right?
It shouldn't be a big fucking ask. They are not showing up at your door demanding to, dance with your kids. It's completely insane. It's completely insane. And what I find even more interesting is I used to be downtown all the time through pretty much the entirety of my 20s. Hi, Elizabeth. And those same people who are screaming the loudest are the same fuckers dressing in drag every fucking Halloween during pub crawl. I've seen them. The little conservative girls and boys. Seen one of the biggest loudmouths enter into the bar that I was at that particular Halloween night. I was watching one of my favorite bands, Howie and the Hellcats, in full-on turn-back time sheer leotard attire with fishnets and let's just say the outfit did not cover certain areas that needed to be covered. And I'm scarred for life.
Man, that must have sucked.
And that's one of the loudest fuckers out here. I'm against the drags, really? You still got that fucking horrific costume? You want me to start posting pictures? Because I got a cloud wall of all those images of downtown. They want to fight dirty, I can fight dirty too.
Yep.
For God's sake, it's insane. They're not going out of their way to groom children. For fuck's sake, they just want to live. Ugh. Not everything's a conspiracy, people. Not everything is a goddamn conspiracy. You've got legitimate conspiracies backed up with receipts and paper. Like the JRC in the Massachusetts courts, for example. I've got extensive receipts on that subject. But drag queens? God. You moved to Michigan? Good, you got out of Texas. I'm glad to hear it. I just keep hearing that the Texas governor is not much different from the Missouri governor. And okay, I'm sorry, but I gotta talk about this. What the fuck is with the aliens? Has anybody seen this yet? Everybody freaking out over those balloons, and now people are saying it's aliens, and I'm just sitting here, this was not on my 2023 bingo card. All of a sudden, aliens. And then there's my smart-ass oldest brother, who I'm remembering now saying something, and now it's making my ass paranoid. Like when the Chiefs won the 2019 Super Bowl. Like not after that, COVID hit. Then my brother posted the old meme that it used to be said out here that if they ever won the Super Bowl, the apocalypse would happen. It's just a joke. And then COVID hit. And he put out this little meme that said, when I said that, I was kidding. What the hell? Now I'm just sitting there, okay, we won again. Dear God, what is it going to be now? And then Paul had to be the asshole who said, I hope it's an alien invasion. Although, I don't know. Maybe Missouri could use a good alien invasion. Maybe knock some sense back into these people. But no. Aliens was not on my damn bingo card. Nobody tell my friend Sarah. Don't tell my friend Sarah. I won't mention what she will do. I'll just mention that she would get really happy. No. The zombie apocalypse. I would settle for a comet. That is just how genuinely done I am with people's idiocy. When people's arguments towards, well, no, you supported a man, so you must be conservative. No. Conservatives hate my ass. They really do. Well, at least certain ones do. You find the random one that has like 2 brain cells to rub together here and there. It's kind of like finding a unicorn. But, yeah, no. I am not on the right wing. I have never been on the right wing. Matter of fact, I've gotten in trouble more than once from members of my family who are a part of the right wing. In particular, when I was very loud about my opposition to the Iraq War back in, 2003 and 4. I've never been known for a filter, but it was worse in high school. Woo! Couldn't shut my ass up either. That'd just keep me going. Like, I would settle for a comet. If Godzilla could be made real, that would be nice. No, fuck that. That would be awesome. A massive Godzilla fan. If that was how I was gonna die, god damn it, at least that would be a way to go. How did Tiff die? She got stomped on by a man-made Godzilla? Some of them do, some of them don't. You've got, out here in Missouri, you got these. You got your fucking mega churches. And the people who follow them blindly. Who've never actually read the Bible for themselves in their entire lives. They'd be shocked just at how socialist Jesus was. They, would actually read the New Testament instead of let people tell them what it says. But you got those guys. Fair enough. They're in every city. Please send help. But you've got a few conservatives who've got a semi-decent head on their shoulders. We call them McCain Republicans, who are very pissed off that basically old Republicanism is almost fucking dead. And then you've got the Trumpers. And out here, oh my God, they literally did a parade of like Trump flags everywhere. We even had Republican cosplayers going out there doing that shit. Blah. Ugh. I was not happy to be on the bus that day. There's some people who should not cosplay in skin tight freaking spandex. Just leave the costume at home. If you're gonna be a racist, ableist, stupid ass prick, at least wear decent clothes. Nobody wants to see that. Ugh. Still trying to scrub the images from my brain. Yeah, Stone for Help. I'm sorry, but here's what I think was happened when they came up with that name. Not to shame anybody who does it. That's what I think was happening. I'm not shaming any of the individuals who do it, because there's some extremely intelligent people who do. But there are other people that I feel like should be technically too dumb to live. That probably sat down. I know who'll be a stone for help. I will raise you again. None of you all have ever actually read the Bible, particularly the Old Testament. You know, the part of the book where there's a whole shit ton of genocide. Yeah. I don't get it. Oh, and we got the banned books, for fuck's sake, Missouri. Back when I was doing my political stuff, we still had a healthy amount of Democrats in power. We were able to get a lot of shit done. These days, though, motherfuck. Ugh. Like, what stones don't help? Well, Merrick, here was my thoughts, because they're Christian, right? What was the help in the Old Testament for what they termed deviant behavior? They tie your ass to a pole and throw rocks at you until you died. I, being the autistic, very geared brain towards subjects of religion and mythology, as soon as I read that name, that's exactly where my brain went. I don't think they read or thought things through. Stone for help. So, you gonna tie them to a pole? I mean, you've already tied them to other things.
Yep, they definitely have.
That's where my brain went.
What? Tie them to a pole and throw stones at them?
Old Testament.
Yep.
Unlike these people, I've actually read the Bible. I've read it numerous times.
So have I.
I'm still trying to get through the Bhagavad Gita, which is Hindi. It's about the Hindi faith. And yeah, I got quite a few books over there. Various religions, mythologies. I became obsessed when I was 10, and yes, it just continues. And then there's my obsession with history. It's a long rabbit hole. Isn't it like kind of an inside joke that most Christians do not read the very holy text they claim to believe in? Like, people around me tell me Jesus equals God. Well, no. Actually, it does. There's a whole doctrine behind it. the Trinity. It's God in three persons. Protestantism doesn't focus on that quite as much as the Catholics do. But it's still a part of their faith. It's all one dude. Three distinct persons with the entirety of a one. I have tried to wrap my brain around this concept more times than I care to think of. Just because being autistic, my brain's just sitting, it kind of just stopped at that thought. Like, wait a minute, what? Huh? I believe one time when I was really young and too smart for my own good, I think I asked somebody, does that mean he has split personality disorder? I was trying to make logical sense of it. In my defense, I was trying to make coherent sense of it. And that was the only thing that my fucking 11-year-old brain could come up with. Was multiple personalities. I mean, I didn't know. Hi, Jen. Good to see you. There's Merrick. Well, I figured there's a lot of theories about those details. Sadly, Christians around me don't even know if they're evangelism, Protestant, or Catholic, and just say Christianity is Christianity. Oh, no, it's not. No, it's not. It is a vast shitstorm. You've got your Catholics, your Methodists, even with Protestants, that's split. You got your Calvinists. Don't get me started on Calvin. The only point that I'm trying to make with Calvin is Calvin believed in predestination, which means it doesn't matter what you want or how you act. You've already been predestined as to where you're going to go. Which makes me think, okay, then what's the point? If it's already predestined, like Calvin, you're kind of basically cutting the leg off of your religion there. You know, because it's supposed to be about free will. But Calvin was about predestination. He had a lot of strange ideas. A lot of just bad ideas. If you want to keep your brain free from multiple headaches or from banging your head into the table, do not read Calvin. Yes, the hippie Christians. The hippie Christians are fun. This is them. God gave us the green of the earth for our use.
Back when marijuana was still illegal, I know a guy that got off with only a month in jail by pleading not guilty on religious grounds due to the book in Genesis, where it talks about how God gave man every fruit-bearing seed. So that made it perfectly fine for him to grow marijuana inside his home for religious purposes.
And he won!
Freedom of religion, man.
And we've got quite a few of those out here. Most of us, Nazarenes.
I like the Nazarenes. They're funny.
Yeah. Yeah, that's that Calvin catch-22 that just made me want to slam my head into the wall. Oh my God, man. Yes, we'll put it that way. But among doing stuff like that, they were more, let's get a group together. We'll get some groups that will go every Wednesday and we'll go visit the elderly at one of the nursing homes. Or hey, let's get a group of us together who will go and do Meals on Wheels. There was quite a bit of that. People who, do what Jesus said to do, not just preach and judge everybody. What's that old saying? Actions speak louder than words. But yeah, they're fun individuals, and a good majority of them are sincere in their faith. But they believe that their faith should be out there serving others. Go to the hospitals, visit the sick. A lot of them will go and visit some of the people out in the prisons on their birthdays. But they aren't the ones who hold power out here, even though there's quite a few of them. No, those would be the mega churches. That would be your Assemblies of God, your Baptists, and your Anabaptists. Oh my God. If you want an experience and you won't mind dealing with a whole lot of bullshit before it gets to it, some of these places are crazy. And I'm talking, those movies out in Hollywood, right? Where you got people in church, they're dancing in the aisles and somebody starts speaking in tongues. I've seen that shit. Scared the hell out of me. And I was pretty solid evangelical at the time. I'm just like, I don't know what it is that I'm seeing right now, but I am out. Because, yeah, I didn't know what was going on, but it short-circuited my brain. Do I believe they may be actually having a genuine experience? I'm open to listen. I just know it scared the hell out of me as a kid. Oh, did it scare you too, Mr. Meow? It did. Poor kitty. All right, Merrick says, well, scratch that. Those sound like the Jesus guy Christians are talking about, helping people, being genuinely nice and stuff. We were very big. Our particular church would pick a family every year. Actually, they picked a few of them that they knew were genuinely struggling and had some things going on. And they would adopt them for the holidays. They'd get one for Easter and then do one for Thanksgiving and one for Christmas. And then the whole parish, we would all get together and we get toys for the kids. Maybe get some nice, good interview clothes for the parents. And socks, we'd get them the food. We would get all the decorations too. We'd go in and decorate the houses, get the Christmas trees, put the lights up. That part was fun. I had a lot of fun. I was in high school. I had to get the toys from Walmart, but you know what? It was fun. I like doing that. I still do that. We still out here, some of these stores, mainly, servicing people like that, they set their bins up every year. And I go a little nuts. I start getting the Hot Wheels, and it's fun. All right, Merrick says, how I envy those funny interactions of ideologies and religion that the USA has. So stale and boring over here. It's fun until it isn't. There's a double-edged sword there. My particular city, whether the megachurches like it or not, is a massive melting pot right now. Matter of fact, very slowly, we are getting more and more people over from India and from Asia, South Korea, China, and Japan. Because they're coming out to our schools out here. We have one of the biggest hospitality, like run hotels sort of college programs in the United States. And I believe it's one of the top 10 in the world. So we've got now, whether they like it or not, we've got Hindu temples. I believe there's small Shinto places here and there. And we've got a pretty growing Muslim community. Those people are exceptionally nice. And just very interesting to talk to whenever I go out on the bus. Kind of gravitate towards that area of the bus anyways. I've gotten some weird stalkers riding the buses, so when I see nice, kind of protective people, I tend to gravitate that way. But yeah, we're getting a larger population out in the state of people who are not of the Protestant Evangelical Assemblies of God Baptist faith, and the conservatives out here have lost the damn plot because of it. None of these conservatives, and I've worked with some of them in the past, were ever concerned about fucking drag queens. They did not care. I can say this with my whole chest. They did not care. But since we've been getting a more and more mixed population, where they're becoming, when there's an actual, they feel like they may not be the majority anymore, now they've lost their goddamn minds. They've completely lost their minds. We got to attack the drag queens. Oh, and the witches, yeah, and China. Yeah. Like, it's all fun and games until the larger part of the conservative movement starts losing their gourd. That's when we get shit like, all of a sudden, we can't have women bearing their arms as in actual arms in the Senate chambers anymore. Send help. Send help, for the love of God. All right, so let's see here. So we've talked about Fire in the Hole, which I'm still sad. And we've talked a little about JRC. There's nothing new on that front, by the way. The FDA has not yet made a move after their authority has been declared to be valid to get things finished up. At least not that I've been seeing. I've been watching it like a hawk daily. So nothing's moved forward with that yet. Most people do, Cam Lamb. Most people do. Oh, damn it. Here comes another rant. Here's my bitch. You got the conservatives out here losing their damn gourds because they're trying to ban the Bible from the schools. Okay, bro, cool. Here's my argument. It's supposed to be separation of church and state. So you can go one of two ways with this, conservatives. Well, leave the Bibles alone. If you also will allow, like, the Hindi holy texts, if you will allow the Quran, the Tanakh, if you let them all come in, we'll leave your shit alone. If you refuse to let them come in, then why should yours be allowed? You don't get special treatments because you're the majority out here. It's either church is separate from state, and you can either go one way or the other. You can't just allow one holy book and not allow the others, especially when we're getting a larger population out here. People who come from various faiths and backgrounds. You want to keep the Bible in, that's fine, but you better allow those other books too. Now, if you want to say, I don't want to allow those books, then keep the Bible at home and have your kids read it at home. Nobody's stopping you from that. Now, I say this as someone who was picked on because I did pull out my Bible and read it in class. And I had a lot of people pick on me for that. In my defense, I wasn't just reading the Bible. I was cross-referencing between the Bible and Gilgamesh on my own little research project that I decided to jump on when I was in high school. That, and I actually do enjoy reading it. There's the genocidal side. Granted, I'm not going to sit here and play blind. There's also the parts that have legitimate, decent mantras to live by. Like most holy books do. Just saying. Merrick, what is that about? It happened to this Gabby lad. I was moving places, so no internet. Oh, Gabby. Oh, shit. Yes, I remember that. Yeah, that was the one where her boyfriend killed her and then killed himself. Yeah, I remember that. It's like the SJWs complaining about old movies and music. If you don't like it, don't read it. Simple. Simple, folks. My ass, I'm kind of a bibliophile. I will fucking read anything unless it's a math book. Get that shit away from me. Math is the devil. Math is the devil. I'm just saying. Math comes from Satan. It's been made to torture me. Yes, they were on a road trip and she had a vlog. All right, Jenny says, in Canada, we have Catholic schools and public schools. Catholic schools is where the Bible is read, but public schools, nope, it stays out. Thank you. You either have them and then you include all the other holy books of your population, or you have none of them. It's a simple solution. Either show respect for all the faiths of the people who live and go to schools out in your area, or you don't allow any of them and keep that shit at home. When I was in 90s, this was 90s Christianity. And yes, we had some evangelical crazies back then. Don't let anything fool you. But 90s was a little bit more the conservatives of that time. You taught your religion at home. You took your child every Sunday, whether they wanted to go or not. None of this shit was done in school. I mean, granted, you had your after-school youth groups, but those were a part of the church, whatever church that somebody went to. Ugh. And sometimes the school might post bulletins around to let them know that the youth group was having a trip this way or that way, or that they were having a basketball game, that sort of thing. But it wasn't as in your face as it is now. John B., not to change the subject, but did you see that heartbreaking photo of Gabby Petito released online about 6 days ago from the Moab, Utah police pullover August 12th, 2021? I have not, hun. been basically working my ass off with not taking any breaks. First time I've gone this consecutively long to not having a day off other than my weekends, but in my defense, I want a solid week of doing nothing. I need a solid week of just doing absolutely nothing. And I need it to coincide with about March 4th. So I can go to the opening of Silver Dollar City and go on Fire in the Hole one more time before it closes. Camland says, total bullshit. He lied to the cops and made it sound like she was violent and he wasn't. And he came back and choked her to death. Yep. Yep, I saw that. They were trying to push that narrative. And they were doing that when the JD versus AH case was a lot more in everyone's faces. Nah. I'm supposed to be autistic and not be able to read body language, but that body language is so clear, you might as well just hit me upside the head with a brick. It was literally that obvious. There was no misinterpreting. Someone was cowering and shaking. The other person was not. Sorry, but end the discussion. Literally that simple. Yo, God, there's so many cans of worms. My entire state has gone to fucking shit. And granted, it's been shit for a good long while, but it's gone from being halfway tolerable to, if I ever live a mass amount of money, I'm getting the fuck out of here. Quickly. How'd the term go? With a quickness, I'd get my ass out of here. Okay. It's not letting me click on the link, Sean B. And I'm trying to keep from doing anything more triggering at the moment. If anybody can maybe capture that and send it to, mostly on Twitter these days. I'm very slowly coming back into Facebook. But Facebook's for family and for autism rights activism, strictly. And the local activism, talking about the mom allies, as I like to call them, who fought alongside autistics now for the last fucking 30 years. By the way, when you got some parents who are actually allies, woo, they can be scary. They can be scary. I love those women to death. I do. I miss them dearly. It's been a while. Oh, I know, right? There were people comparing that case to things that had absolutely fucking nothing to do with it, and they're still doing it. Literally still doing it. It blows my mind because one has absolutely nothing to do with the other. In particular, there was someone who said they lost their lives to DV, a woman. One of those stupid little stands of hers put out and said, the blood is on Deb's in the deputy's hands. Da-da-da-da-da-da. One thing has absolutely nothing to fucking do with the other. Okay? What the hell ever happened to people using their damn heads? I know I have stated this more than once, but it just keeps getting worse. Just regurgitating whatever the fuck the media is saying and then act like it's somehow an original idea. And when you ask for receipts, oh, that's when they get personal. You're just jealous. You'll never be as pretty as her, or whatever the fuck. Like, honey, I never tried to be her. Me being intelligent and learning all that I can, that's what I prioritized. Not my looks, my brain. Because looks fade. They're not going to be there forever. Your mind is going to be around a lot longer. No, God willing and all that. I would rather cultivate something that I know is going to last longer than fading looks. It's just stupid. Stupid. Yes. I'm totally jealous of someone who's completely unemployed. And I mean special level unemployed. Who has literally burnt every bridge. Every bridge. God damn. I've met some train wrecks in my life, but god damn. Even they had at least one friend left. Oh my god. So on this subject, AH 2.0, I'd like to point out something. Some bitches are just foul human beings. These women have existed for a long time. There's always been grifter girls out there. Okay? Always. AH is not the first. She's not even the best. She's one of the fucking... I'm sorry. Whoever sat there and told this woman that she was intelligent, she's one of the worst. But there are a lot of women out there like her who will love bomb their way in, and then they will take you for everything that you have and leave you with fucking nothing. You can see it literally every day going on in towns, cities, all over the world. The difference is this dumb bitch decided to make it a public show. This woman could have took the money and went on with her life. This is what, as an autistic, who runs on logic, not idiocy, but I don't get. She had the money. She just got one of the biggest roles she's probably ever going to get. She could have just let it drop and go on, and he probably would have never told a fucking soul. But no. Our little narcissist, she couldn't help herself. She turned it into a spectacle. Thing about spectacles is, eventually somebody's going to go digging. And well, you've all seen the fallout. I'm just saying. That's what I never understood. As somebody logical, she could have taken the money and gone. And you know, the thing is, but people were calling me names. People are always going to call you names, especially if you're high profile. That's just life. However, had she done that, then as soon as Aquaman would have come out, that's all it would have been about. But no, she had to turn it into a public spectacle. She had to get, I don't know what the fuck. Because it's not revenge, because he didn't do anything fucking wrong.
It's just AH being an idiot.
I'm just saying, it could have been simple, clean. But no. Some bitches have an extra special case of the dumb. I like to call it the terminal case of the dumb. Oh, you're talking about Gabby. Yeah, no. A man can definitely be a gold digger. I mean, I've seen it. Come on. Don't get me started on ERW. And apparently I learned this week, do not get the stepmom started on ERW. Like, do not get the stepmom started. She's not even a fan of Manson. She just thinks it's insane. Right. Like, who in their fucking right mind would release audio where you admit that you're the abuser? And I'm supposed to believe this is an intelligent person? What I believe is that one-on-one, she's a good faker. She talks a good talk. But like with most narcs, you spend enough time around them, if you know the subject too, you start asking things they don't know the answers to, that's when things get interesting. Camlan, it's the narc playback. If you can't control someone, they control how other people see them. That's what Brian did to Gabby too. Exactly, but here's the thing. There are people like AH who can fuck that up. And what's insane is I remember when this was all starting. Well, I mean, when it got bigger in the media. And the majority of people were on her side. They were on her side. Johnny didn't get people to drop her. AH got people to drop her. Her words, her stupidity, in particular, her vicious stupidity. It's one of the worst fucking kinds. Excuse me there. And the audio of her admitting to chopping the tip of the finger off and burning his cheek. Thank you. Here's the thing. Most of you all know. Since the settlement went through, here and there we'll talk about it. But it hasn't even been the primary focus of my channel for a good long time. It's her fans that won't stop. They're the ones who keep it going and going and going. All right? Cam Lamb, I feel like that, like, there could be someone holding an Acme sign from the old Looney Tunes cartoons. The sign of "She Did It" with an arrow pointing down, with video footage like what we have with JRC and Andre McCollins playing everything. And they would still say, "It was Doctor, it's not true, but she said." This is the world we live in now. I'm starting to understand our sociopathic friend Sarah a little more every single day. A little more. Feeling a little more sympathy for her every fucking day. I just can't. You know what these AH stands remind me of? The conservative, Bible-thumping Christians out here. You know, the ones that you can hit them with Bible verses, which makes Jesus look socialist because, let's face it,
He was a little socialist.
Just saying. And just like A.H. Stans will close their eyes and their ears. That's not what he said. He said da 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 da. Yeah. Sorry, A.H. Stans, but that's what the fuck you sound like. You sound exactly like them. And I know because I got morbid curiosity. So I've watched evangelical preachers and other preachers since I was a kid. And I've seen just some out and out stupid. Our favorite, Paul and I's favorite, one time we were flipping through channels. We're flipping through channels. We stop. There's a preacher there.
Let me say it. Sometimes you just gotta hitch your horse to your happy wagon.
Like, everything stopped. I think we stared at each other for a solid minute.
It was difficult to process.
That's who these AH stands sound like. It's not a pretty picture, y'all. It's not a pretty picture. And by the way, AH stands, thank you. You made me say fucking y'all. Damn it. Damn this state to hell. Damn this state to Buddha's 100 hells. There we go. It's two sides of the same coin. They aren't really opposed to each other. They're really not. Particularly with the Manson case. Okay, I gotta go off on this because particularly in my state, they have been vicious against him. God, since I was like young kid. To see all of a sudden these right wing and left wing happily grabbing hands because Marilyn Manson bad is some special level like sci-fi Twilight world universe I don't want any part of. It ain't right. Oh my God. The Steven Tyler thing. Jen has talked quite a bit about that on here. My thing is, her parents had the power. They can sit there and say that Steven Tyler had all the money and all they want to. It's not how any of this shit works. You know who has control of the child until they hit their majority? The parents. The parents signed off custody so he could take her on that tour. And I hate to say it, but sometimes guys are really dumb. They turn into basically they go really dumb around pretty girls. I'm not judging. I've seen enough of it. Paul's seen enough of it. Particularly about our circle of friends who are all pretty much girls. But yeah. Does somebody want to fucking tell me why the parents aren't being held culpable for their role? Or are we just going to blame the rock star because he's got money? If anything did happen, there's a lot of blame to go around, and it shouldn't be all on Steven Tyler. My other question is, if she was so horrified by the things that happened, why the fuck is it literally almost 40 years ago? No, longer. Fucking 70s. And now suddenly the time?
At least the parents of the children in the whole Michael Jackson debacle had the decency to sue him in a timely manner.
Yeah, we all know he didn't do anything, and it's been proven he hasn't done anything. It has been speculated that Michael Jackson was simply one of us, and there is a segment of people who are neurodiverse.
Well, there's rumors that his parents, his father, I should say, had him on hormone therapy, and that fucked up his brain development.
It's the naivety. People are seeing things into what he was doing that he didn't even see. You know what I mean? Because his brain wasn't wired to go there. But anyways, the person who lied and followed the other person is the abuser. It doesn't matter if it's a man or a woman. Thank you! Thank you! There are male victims. There are female victims. And if you don't think that a woman can't beat the shit out of a man, I would like to introduce you to a couple of friends of mine by the name of Jamie and Sarah. Because, yeah, I don't care how strong of a man you are. If you step to either one of those girls, you gotta be on the ground. Do not give me that shit that women can't be abusers. Women can fight. Women can learn. Women can train. I know this because I've done it. I've also accidentally harmed people as a woman in meltdown. Such as Paul, my brother. And according to both of them, that shit hurts. Difference between me and AH, though, was I was not in control. It was not something that was intentionally done or even thought of. My point is, a woman can fuck up a man just as well as a man can fuck up a woman. Women, however, tend to use objects to hit men. Plates, pans, glasses, chairs. I've heard about the chairs.
And they also tend to get away with it because they're just a little fragile woman.
Exactly. I don't know why it has to be a thing in the so-called modern world where both men and women can be victims, but apparently here the fuck we are. I feel like I need an island. And I'm gonna build like a whole society on it of people who aren't fucking stupid.
Your church got out.
Hold on. I gotta take care of the tiny one. God damn it. Excuse me, folks. We do not have an edit button. The cat has gone under the couch. She's our tiny one who likes to, threaten our big cat. So I gotta get her out of here. She's a little dwarf cat that's got severe Napoleon complex. It's tiny here. If you don't come out, you can't go back in your rooms. All right, folks, we've been at it about, an hour and 19, and I got to catch this cat. So we're going to go ahead and close out for the evening. I want to say I thank you all for coming on tonight. I will see you all next Monday. I got to catch this cat. Yes?
See you, Tiff.
See you later. Thank you, everyone.